Me, hi Sheran, can I have a summary of what's going on now? Anything interesting for us to know here down on the surface? Sheran, it's always interesting, Sheran. Me, you have to understand that the reports we get are so watered down that one report might seem like another report because details were left out that we're not supposed to know of right now. So when we see reports from our citizen journalists, channelers, etc., they seem to leave out a lot of detail, and that's by design, I understand. We're only supposed to know so much. Probably because we're creators and we could take many things the wrong way. Sheran, I understand. Me, plus the fact there's so much going on that we can only cover it in generalizations. Sheran, yes. What would you like to discuss then? Me, how about Commander Plarantia's raids out in the Amazon jungle? What happened there? Evo said that they got underground this week, and that they've been trying to get into that labyrinth for a long time. I haven't spoken to Commander Plarantia yet, so I thought I'd ask you. Sheran, not that I was there, I wasn't, but let me see. Me, I sense they're doing things in that labyrinth of bases that are a threat to the universe. Sheran, well, yes, that's what they're after. Me, lol, yeah. Sheran, okay. They have technology that seeks to split the atom into smaller and smaller units. You understand there are smaller units with quarks, neutrinos, and other particles, and this process that they are undertaking is called nuclear fission. Now you have already split the atom long ago, and so have the dark forces that live on your planet, because that's where your scientists learned to do so. They got the information from negative ETS. However, their agenda is always negative, and in this case it is negative as well. When they point their beams out into the galaxy, they are attempting to change the basis of life into a system that works for them, but not for humans and other oxygen breathers. They're attempting to change it to a system based on methane. Me, how would they do that? By splitting atoms. Not that I'm a scientist. Sheran, yes, it has to do with changing the chemical composition by injecting factors that skew the composition of the atom. They believe they can do it, and they have created patches out in the galaxy that are uninhabitable for humans because of this technology. Me, they're also trying to do this with Earth, aren't they? Sheran, unfortunately, yes. This is why you've had so many nuclear accidents with your energy production facilities. They're trying to change the composition of the ecology so they can live here, because many of them prefer methane to breathing oxygen. Me, how do they live here then? Sheran, they've adapted, but there are others of them in faraway zones who are waiting for Earth to become inhabitable for them with a predominantly methane-based atmosphere, and then they'll come to live on the planet as well. It's a nefarious agenda that your people are highly unaware of. But they believe themselves to be so beyond our capabilities that they can change the ecology of a planet created by God. They have invaded, and now they're trying to change the context in which we live. Me, yep. So how have they adapted to breathing oxygen instead of methane? I can't imagine me trying to be able to breathe anything but oxygen. Having said that, I'm breathing in mercury, aluminum, and strontium every day in chemtrails. Sheran, that's why they use human embryos to create hybrids. The way to overtake a planet is to breed with the native population to assume some of their traits, and it's a question of changing the DNA to reflect oxygen breathing rather than methane breathing. I make it sound simple. It's not an easy process, and so I can understand when you say your people get a simplified, watered-down version of events. You do. I'm not able to tell you, obviously, how to convert DNA. Your scientists do enough of this already, and they're doing it as non-reverent beings of lower consciousness. Always a bad mix. Always. So for this reason, sometimes you don't get the details. We're not able to tell you. Me, true. So we're attacking the base so that we can stop this process of changing the galaxy. Sheran, that's one reason. There are other reasons. We need to break the chain they've built up around the world. Until we can take over parts of it, they will be able to stay strong. We have to keep breaking into their chain and cut them off from each other. Me, yes. Makes sense. Then there are the people living in the bases who have never had any other life. Very sad. Soren, it is. So many require healing that our facilities are overwhelmed. Many don't make it? Me, okay. So another thing the light forces are doing are activating dormant vortices to change them to the positive polarity, and changing other vortices from masculine to feminine polarity. Soren, we are also changing the polarity of vortices from negative to positive polarity. Some vortices are a combination of both masculine and feminine energies. Me, where would you be doing this right now, for example? Soren, laughing, Rome. Me, ah yes, the Vatican. Soren, can you describe the effect that reversing or opening a vortex would have on the people of Earth? Soren, it depends on how strong the vortex is, but they tend to be regional. So you might see regions of your world waking up and being cut off from mind control. For example, as we're working on the vortex over the Vatican, which is a strong one, the people of Italy start to wake up and realize their light. Then the coronavirus was let out in Italy so that the polarity of the people would return to fear again instead of anger at being suppressed for so long. Me, that makes sense. But that's not to say all hard-hit areas were reversals? Soren, no, not all of them. Some are political victims, like California as it was hard hit by the virus. The Middle East is a huge polar area and we're still trying to overtake it. Me, I hear Turkey is advancing on Middle Eastern countries, just like they need another occupation. Soren, the Middle East is a feminine area, yes, and they've been working hard to change the polarity for a long time. There is a large stargate there that would make travel for them convenient and there's been a lot of fighting over it. The United States has been trying to keep it for the light, for a while now. Me, under Obama? Soren, Sheran, understand that not all military leaders follow their president's instructions. Me, oh, maybe like that Mike Flynn general who was just tried. I don't know what he did but it seems the deep state was pretty pissed with him. Wonder if he served in the Middle East? Interesting. I don't know his story. Soren, they militaries have been turning against their rulers, not following orders for a while now. That's why you have veterans now who have been speaking up, because while they served they were told the truth. There's also the secret militaries who work strictly on an exopolitical level that many don't know of. Soren, as for the Middle East, it is a highly feminized area and there are very high-frequency women in that area, serving to hold the light. They are taking it on the nose, there's so much oppression there, and these women need support from the rest of your world. No woman would choose to be born into a war zone when the goal is to masculinize the area without being of high light. They're light holders but they've been doing a great job in holding the designation until such time we can overtake that portal. You don't understand what people on your planet are doing until you have the whole story. You probably don't even understand what you're doing until you make soul contact and have it explained to you. Nobody on your earth now is there for the sake of just being there, everyone is playing a role in this drama. Me, cool. So how about Canada? Soren, right now, Canada is still advancing in its military reassignments. There are alliance members in politics but they're laying low right now. Canadians still have to see how corrupt their governments are. Me, we'll probably split by province as well. Soren, just watch, this year will be interesting. Me, it already has been. Thanks Soren. Soren, you're most welcome.